Hello everyone! Elasticsearch is a powerful tool, but did you know it offers features that make it even more flexible and user-friendly? In this video, I will guide you through some key options like human-readable output, date math, response filtering, and more. Why should you learn these common options? Because they simplify managing Elasticsearch, especially when debugging. These options provide valuable features such as making output easier to read for humans, performing calculations on dates, and filtering responses efficiently. The best part, these options are compatible with all Elasticsearch REST APIs. Let's start with human-readable output, a feature that formats statistics into an easily understandable format. This applies to metrics like disk space, time, memory, and more. Here is an example where we fetch the cluster statistics. By setting the human parameter to true, the output becomes much clearer. Before, max uptime was this value in milliseconds. You can see it's very hard to interpret, and heap max was in bytes, so this is a very big number. But after adding the human parameter and setting it to true, you can see that yes, we still have max uptime in milliseconds, but now it was converted to minutes. So it's easier to read that this cluster was up for 6.9 minutes. And the heap max size is 7.6 gigabytes instead of this very big number. Next, let's look at date math. This feature lets you perform calculations on dates, like adding, subtracting, or rounding to the nearest day. Supported time units include Y for years, uppercase M for months, etc. To find the full list of time units, please click on this hyperlink. All expressions start with an anchor date. You can use now for the current date or specify a specific date. Just remember to append double pipes at the end of the string. Let's see some examples. The string now will return the current date. If we write now plus 1 hour, we will take the current date and add an hour. Here we are subtracting an hour, and here we subtract the hour. So we take 11:55, we subtract 1, it gives us 10:55, and here /d will give us the nearest day. So the nearest day is basically the same day, but we start from 0. And in this final example, we add 1 month to the specified date. And here you can see that we did not use now, but we used a string to specify the specific date. So it's 2024 11/16. And don't forget to add these double pipes. And again, after adding the month, we find the nearest day. Finally, let's talk about response filtering, which lets you customize what fields are included in the response. You can filter in 3 ways. Inclusive filtering, you specify the fields you want to keep. Exclusive filtering removes unnecessary fields, and you can combine these two together by using combined filtering. In this example, we are going to use the search method. Here's the index. Here we are going to match all documents, and by using the filter path parameter, we can filter the response. Let's see the situation before and after. And here we are printing the body. Before filtering, we had the shards dictionary, and each document contained the index and the score. Here you see that we specified that we only want to get the hits dictionary, and inside each document we want to take the ID and the source, nothing else. After adding the filter path, you can see that this is what we are getting. We no longer have shards, we have the hits, great. And now for each document, we no longer have index and score. We only get the ID and source. You can use this if you get an object or a response that contains a lot of keys that you don't need. By using inclusive or exclusive filtering, you can select basically the fields that you want to get in the response. Now let's go to VS Code to see how to implement this. Open notebook number 26. If you want to read more about common options, please click on this link. And if you want to get the slides as well as the notebooks, you will find a link in the video description that will take you to GitHub. When you go there, feel free to clone the repository. First, let's connect to Elasticsearch, and now let's start with the human-readable output feature. Here is how you do it. You add human parameter and set it to true. And here I'm just looking at the statistics of the cluster, and I'm just taking JVM just to show you an example. So before, you can see that max uptime was in milliseconds, but now we have added a new key that gives us the same value but in minutes instead of milliseconds. This makes it very easy for us to read. Here, for example, heap used, you can see that here it was in bytes, but now we have it in megabytes, and the maximum heap size is in gigabytes instead of bytes again. Now let's go to date math. Here I'll use the dummy data JSON file because it contains the created on field, and we are going to use this in order to get documents and just to show you how to use math operations on the data type. Let's start with the search. Here you can see that I am not using now, so I am specifying a specific date. When doing that, I need to add the double pipe. Here I am adding 1 day to this, so it's going to become 2024-09-23. And here I am rounding to the nearest day. Basically, I will get this. So this expression will be replaced by this value. And here I am using now/d. This will change depending on the day when you run this notebook. But the day I'm recording this, it will give me 2024-11-16. So we'll try to get documents that are in this range. Let's put this aside. And this should return to me how many documents? 4. Why is that? Because I forgot to delete the index. Where it is? Yeah, so this index already exists. So I needed to do this in order to remove any documents that were present in the index. Now, if I index the documents, I should get just 2 documents. So here we added 1 day, but we can add 1 month if you want. And this will not return anything because here we will have 10/22 and all those documents were created in September, so this is why we get 0 documents. But you get the idea. I'm not showing you how to retrieve documents because you have seen this before. What I'm showing you here is how to perform math operation on dates. Now let's go to response filtering. As I told you, we have 3 types. Let's start with inclusive filtering. Here again, I will just get everything, every document that exists on the index. You can see that here we have charts, hits, basically here we have our documents. But what if I want to remove charts and get just the documents and get specific keys for each document? We can do that with inclusive filtering. Let me remove this because I don't need it. And this is how you do it. So here you specify the outside key, which is hits. Inside hits, you want to get ID and source. So this is what I did. This is the first field that I will get. And to add more fields, you just separate them with comma and you add the other one. So here I said that I will keep only the ID and source fields. Let's see if this is going to work. And as you can see, here I have 3 documents in the index. So here is the first one, here is the second one, and the third one. And you can see that I am getting basically ID and source. I'm not getting anything else. But before doing this response filtering, you can see that we have index, score, charts. We have a lot of things that we don't need. Let's see exclusive filtering. Basically, exclusive filtering is the inverse of inclusive filtering. Here, you remove the fields. To do that, you just add this minus symbol. So here, this means that I will remove the hits dictionary and I will keep everything else. And as you can see, now we have charts, but we no longer see the hits dictionary. Finally, we can combine the 2. So here I want to get just the hits dictionary and I want to get the ID for each document, but I don't want to see the score. So let's do this. Great. So here is what I'm getting. Finally, we have flat settings. I didn't show you this in the slides, but basically this one is very simple. Let's say that I want to get the settings for my index. Look what I can do. Here you see how this is structured. You have basically a dictionary inside a dictionary. If you want to flatten that out, you can do that. Just specify flat settings is equal to true. And here, instead of having a dictionary inside a dictionary, you will use the dot notation. You can see that here inside index, we have creation date. But this was transformed to indexed dot creation date because creation date is inside the index object or the index dictionary. We arrived at the end of this video. I hope that it was helpful and informative. Please, before leaving this video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.